Hello and welcome back to the GuitarHead.com YouTube channel. As ever, I'm Adam McGuinn. This week we're going to look at how to start a guitar solo, and we'll zero in on one particular technique, and that is the use of motifs. So a motif is a musical statement that usually reoccurs, and you could say it's a hook, so it's usually recognizable to the ear. And this is a really powerful tool because it can create a sense of familiarity to the listener. So no matter how far you deviate, change and contort your solo, whether that be an improvisational scenario or something that's written and predetermined, by having that familiarity, it gives the listener something to lock into and makes your solos more engaging, and that is essential. So if you listen back to the opening 8-bar jam at the beginning of this video, you'll notice there was a particular motif that I was using. That motif was born out of the G minor blues scale. Now we know what scale I was using, the question now lies, how did I turn that into a motif? How did I make them notes make musical sense? Well, I will reference a previous Guitar Head YouTube tutorial where I explored the pentatonic habits and techniques of Albert King. And there was a statement that I made in that video where I said, Albert's guitar playing picks up where his voice leaves off. So what I mean by that, and I'm a big believer in making sure that everything that you play has a vocal-like quality to it. Some of my favourite guitarists out there, Robin Ford, Slash, Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, those guys' solos, no matter how complex and detailed they are, fundamentally they have a motif lying in there that is hummable. And I think the hallmark of a great motif is whether or not you can hum it back. So a really great way to develop a motif and turn it into an entire solo. I think call and response is a really important technique. And that's the idea that you can play the phrase 2 times back to back, but you just change something about that, whether it be dynamically, so you play something really aggressive and harshly to begin with, and then really softly and subtly, and you almost have like a conversational dynamic to play off each other with. Another thing just related to call and response would be to try and change one of the notes in the phrase. So a likely target note would be the resolution tone, so the last note of the phrase. Check it out. And all of a sudden, just by reframing the resolution of that phrase, it kind of wants to propel you in a slightly different direction. It'd be really worthwhile to take a phrase and play it all over your fretboard in different octaves. It's probably worth hitting the subscribe button and the notification icon, because we've got a series of guitar tutorials coming up where we're going to explore easy solos by some of your favourite guitarists of all time. And you'll probably be amazed by how prevalent the use of motifs are throughout all of these solos. So there you have it, guys, a quick bite-sized tutorial in how to kickstart a guitar solo.